Good evening.
Good evening, Chris. How are you?
Hey, can everyone hear me?
Yes,
Yep.
I can hear you.
All good. Yep. I just woke up.
What time is it there?
Almost 9 a.m.
Oh, lovely.
I went to bed at like 2:30, or 3 o'clock, I should say. It's the semi-finals for the football season in Australia, so I'm catching the streaming online.
Cool. What, does that go late at night or what's the?
No, we just got back late from.
Oh,
we went
I
to a
see.
bar.
Okay.
We've got some friends from Australia here. How have you been?
Hello, everybody.
Hey, CN, how are
Hey,
you?
CN, how are you?
man?
I'm good, man. I'm good.
Nice office, bro.
Yeah, this is actually just the.
Working.
Yeah, it's 6:30. It's 6:45 a.m. and the night shift team just went home, and in about 1 hour the day shift will come in. And you're staring at the back side. On the other side is like the entire campus, but I would like face everyone. So that's
I was
why
going to
I'm
ask you why you don't look tired, and I see this Red Bull can.
Oh,
every
man.
time I see it. So
Yeah, I
don't-
haven't slept a wink. I haven't slept a wink in like a good 21 hours. So.
I guess nothing's changed then.
No, nothing but, some things don't. How's everything with you, man?
Great. Man,
good,
big
man.
trip coming up to Malaysia.
To Malaysia, yeah. That's
Weeks.
very cool.
Weeks.
Is that October?
Yeah, October 5th.
So you're
Chris,
in
are you
Bangalore?
going?
Yeah, man. Looking forward to it.
Right. Yeah. I'm at our campus in Bangalore, actually. Yeah.
How long have you been there for?
I landed like July first week, so I've been here for approximately 2 months. But I've been in and out of in and about Southeast Asia, but situated here since the beginning of July.
Wow. How about you, Mr. Carson? What's news?
Hey, Chris. Yeah, everything.
I haven't seen Mr. Carson in a long time.
Yes. We'll see each other in a few days, sir.
Yes, we will.
Yeah, everything's going amazing. Lots of stuff happening here in Canada. So it's a pretty exciting time. We're super pumped to share what we've got with you guys. You guys can get some clear updates on what's going on. So, yeah, absolutely excited to have you guys with us tonight.
Awesome.
I just want to play with the new toy, GXOS. Come on.
Exactly,
Yeah, me
right?
too. Who we got on this call? We got Mohammed Ayub. Shout out to Mohammed, who just finished the night shift and went home and is still on the Zoom.
What's up, Mohammed?
We have Devlin. That's always nice. How are you, Devlin? I think he's muted. Yeah.
That's a big bottle of water, Sal. That man's always hydrated.
Sal is muted. How do we unmute Sal?
I muted myself, but just of all the things going on this week, I was most excited about this. I was like, I hope it's ready for us to take this to the next level, because I've been bothering Shorupan like, when can we really take off?
Yeah.
Hopefully
Super
this is
exciting. We got David Rigo. Green Miner has joined us.
Green Miner.
David called me a couple times throughout today.
David, you're muted, just so you know.
David always looks like he's outside somewhere.
He is. He's out in his backyard on his deck with his fire going.
Always looks like he's outside. I think we have Helen Ma, who I haven't seen in like decades.
Just about right.
Yeah, how are you?
Helen.
Are you in the branch?
Yeah, I'm the only one at the branch right now.
Oh my God, Warren, what are you doing, man? How are you gonna leave her at the branch?
Markham, man, Markham.
Oh, Markham's taking off like that. Markham's like the cookout, the hideout.
It's a nice hideout.
Yeah. And my place is like 7 minutes from there. So
Oh, I forgot that you moved. Oh my God.
yeah.
I thought you were still a Whippy boy.
Hello.
Oh my goodness, is that who
Hey,
I think
Carrie.
it is?
Hi, it is. Shorupan, do you hate me?
No, no, no.
I'm sorry.
I admire you quite a bit.
That's nice. Thank you.
How are you, Carrie?
Oh my gosh, thank you. I am so awesome.
Fantastic.
Thank you.
Fantastic.
How are you?
Oh, I'm lovely. I'm lovely. I'm excited for this call.
I am excited as well.
Maybe we'll
See
give
ya.
it like 3-4 more minutes and then we can get started.
Sure.
I have found an amazing way to promote this, and it's on the blockchain.
Oh, fantastic. Fantastic.
Yeah.
You need to share your secrets, please.
Pardon?
Would you be so kind as to share your secrets?
Absolutely. Get a hold of me afterwards and I'll share it with you, because they're having a contest starting on the 23rd and I'm going to win it. So,
Hey.
and they're doing the drops,
The airdrops.
the airdrops, 500 of their coins. So
Yeah,
they're already
very
worth
cool.
20 cents each. It's going to be a great way to get everybody to know about GX brokers.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
What's your full name on Facebook, please?
My name, Carrie Dalton Hull. And you
Spell-
are?
My name is Chris.
Chris, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. So that Carrie, C-A-R.
KA.
If you Google Crypto Carrie, Karri.
Hey, I'm surprised you two haven't run into each other on Facebook. Both of you are very active.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you seen my YouTube channel, Shorupan?
I have, and I've seen your
Oh.
website. I've seen your
Really?
landing pages. Yeah, I've gone through all of it.
Aw,
It's very
awesome.
well put together.
Thank you. I haven't sponsored too many people yet because I've been spending all my time getting all that ready, right?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. No, you have to build the proper foundation.
Hey, Shorupan, it's Susan. I want to thank you for your help today.
Oh, hi, Susan. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you.
I'm sorry about the delay, but like I had I gave my bank a mouthful about that, but that's just unfortunately their archaic fashion that we have to abide by for now.
Well, we can discuss it later, but I appreciate your help in the matter.
Yeah, thank you.
We're in good hands, Susan.
Who else do we got here? I see a Ian. Oh my God. Shout out to Ian. Can Ian hear me?
Yes, I can.
Yo, Ian, how are you, man?
Hello? Hello there.
Oh, Ian just cut out. And finally, I see a Dave. Warren, is that the same Dave that I think it is?
No.
All right, cool. And I see a Dr. Ojas. That's always very comforting.
All
right, Cian, whenever you're ready, man.
Yeah, probably get started.
All right. All right, guys. Just gonna make everyone. Can you mute everybody for me? Whoever's got host. I think it's Warren.
Yeah, both Shorupan and I'll give you host as well.
Thank you. All right, guys. Thank you for all for coming out tonight, morning, afternoon, wherever you are. This has been a long-awaited. I know a lot of initiatives are starting. A lot of questions on which one to go with first. A lot of questions on the OTC, and I'm sure that Shorupan is going to cover that. Haven't seen him in a month and a half. I think it's been 6 weeks now since you've been in Toronto.
6 weeks, man. Probably going 7, man.
And as great as you are as presenting, I know that you were needed most there.
Absolutely.
So a lot of us have picked up the slack here. Really looking forward to what you have to share with us today. So thank you for coming on. Thank you everyone for coming on. If you want to leave all the questions for later on after he's done, we would love that. So guys, Shorupan, he is the man. And I know he's got a lot of things to share with us today and what's available.
Absolutely.
Today
Okay, cool.
on the road and the GX coin. So let's have it.
Yes, amazing. So I have like a pretty soft agenda that I've put together. So I'm gonna go through that like in my normal trajectory. If you guys have any like very pertinent questions, just put it in the chat and I'll address it immediately. If you want me to dive deeper into any of the topics that I choose to go into, let me know as well, and I'll do that. Just put everything in the chat and I'll be able to address it. Warren, whenever you want to jump in, you're always free to jump in.
Thank you, sir.
All right, and I hope everyone can hear me, see me, and if I was to turn on my screen, the internet where I am is known to be choppy, so I apologize in advance for any discrepancies. So again, just to reiterate what Cian said, I appreciate every single one of you guys for getting on the call wherever abouts you are in the world. I myself, I'm in beautiful Bangalore, India at the Invest campus, and I'm right in between shifts, meaning like the night shift just finished and then the day shift team is about to come in. So I got some peace and quiet for this call. I know there's been a considerable amount of kind of just angst and questions regarding different aspects of the global exchange ecosystem. And I think a lot of them are completely justified. I want to do my best on this call today to elucidate in as great detail as possible how we plan on addressing all of those and how we've addressed a lot of them. And I want to start off kind of just by discussing the elephant in the room, which is Warren and my strong suit is not community management. And we apologize for that. That is probably where we have dropped the ball the most. We have made tremendous investments in our product line, in our business operations, in so many different facets of our organization. What we haven't done a good job of, particularly over the last 60 to 90 days, is communicating that. And I understand what type of position that puts the brokers in, the brokers that are on this call, but also the ones that are not on this call, because without that kind of frontline communication, it's very difficult for you guys to be able to grow this business and make of it what you want to. So I want to start by apologizing for that. And just to address that macro issue, there's a point that I want to make. So it'll be the second point in my agenda. So let's get started. I'm going to go over the topic in order of what I think you guys will care about the most. So the first one is the OTC process. And so I'm going to, there's two elements to it that I want to talk about. There's no doubt in my mind that the most important, element of the entire GX broker, I would even say the entire GX OS at this point, is the ability for each one of our brokers to facilitate smooth OTC transactions. That's, in other words, converting their customers' fiat currency to crypto. And so the ideal way for people to do that is obviously by Visa debit card and credit card. And if you have been with us since like when we kind of went into pre-launch with this back in April, you would have experienced a really smooth, I guess, back then, credit card process for your customers. I would probably date this between April 15th and the end of June. And just to give you guys full transparency, because that's kind of my objective on this call, we were using a very well-known payment processor called Stripe. They're one of the largest payment processors in the world. They're US-based, and it was almost flawless how well we did during that time. I make a joke that we probably became the largest OTC desk in Canada some of the weeks that we were doing it, because the amount of processing that we did was just insane. The issue with that is that Stripe is not particularly cryptocurrency friendly. And so that kind of parade didn't last long. And so as we came close to the end of June, me and Warren kind of had to face the roses and say, all right, we're going to build out a serious infrastructure here for payment processing. And so we started exploring our options. And so the industry leader in this is a company called Simplex. Now, you guys hopefully have done some research on them, because I have made a video introducing them. They're used by everyone from Bitcoin.com to Binance to different elements of Coinbase, etc. So when someone makes a wire, I will address that question. So we had to go through so much risk assessment just to even work with them. And the cost of setting up their infrastructure is tremendous. It's in tens and tens of thousands of euros that you have to pay to work with them. So we went through all of that, and we were super excited August 1st to actually announce our partnership. But as you guys have probably faced in the field, it's been a rocky start to our partnership, and no one has suffered more from that than myself and of course the management team. And so what I am like, when CN asked me to do this call, I think it was like Tuesday, and I think he asked me through Warren, and I was just because I was super just into just dealing with so many different payment processors. I was like, yo, can we just push this call till later? And one of the things that I was doing was going back and forth like intensely with the Simplex integration team, just figuring out what the issues were, because some of the issues that our clients were facing in the month of August and September were just bizarre, like completely normal cards not being processed, et cetera, et cetera. And I think, I'm not a particular believer in things like miracles or coincidences, but as of yesterday, it seems that my development team and their development team have uncovered probably the core bug that was causing a lot of this complexity. And we had probably processed like 10% of the transactions that were attempted in the month of August, which is such a bad number. But yet, like literally yesterday, we switched up our approach with their integration team, and it seemed to have come to a serious conclusion, to the point where, I'll give you an example. I have only Canadian credit cards. Like, for those of you guys that know me, I'm born and raised in Toronto. So I have like several Canadian credit cards, and none of my cards worked in the month of August. It was one of the things I was super upset about. I was like, yo, how can my cards not work? And what was the incredible thing is that my cards as of yesterday started to work. And I'm really happy because I worked with my team today to get a video online to YouTube, which I'll post, showing me do an entire credit card transaction in less than a couple minutes through crypto purchasing agents. So I did that literally today. The Bitcoin using our liquidity reserve was delivered to me within probably about 20 minutes, and no issues. And I use CIBC, which is one of the largest and least crypto-friendly banks there are in Canada. So that video is now live on YouTube. You can go watch it. You can see the entire verification process. You can see that from the time I landed on cryptopurchasingagent.com, I used my own link, to the time that I got my coins, it was probably a span of about 20 minutes, and that includes like all the block confirmations. So I have tested this now with a couple cards in the United States, a couple cards in Canada, because the US and Canada are by far the strictest markets when it comes to this, and 5 out of 6 cards have worked. So that is very comforting. I want to knock on wood and say everything is resolved. Obviously, Simplex feels like that. We do feel like that as well. I would really urge you guys to go watch my video on YouTube as it kind of shows the entire process. Now, one of the reasons that we were really excited to work with them and kind of bring this to life was they brought to the table several things that even when we were processing payments, we couldn't bring to the table, which is instant delivery of your coins. That is like incredible. The way that it works is that when you process your payment and it actually goes through, which is what I'm espousing will happen at this point, it is delivered without any confirmation, without doing any of the real complexities that you would do with the bank transfer, and it's just sent to your wallet. So that instant transfer of coins is incredible, and that's what I display in my video in live time. Number 2 is obviously the selection of coins. There's almost 5 cryptocurrencies that we sell with credit card through them. Additionally, you can do up to $20,000 US in any given credit card transaction. Now, that might some type of bottleneck as your bank might start to flag some of those higher end transactions, but in terms of our capacity, it's possible. The minimum transaction is $50, the highest transaction is 20,000 euros, and there's no limit. And it's quite flawless in the way that it works, and I'm excited that by the time this call happened, that's ready to go. So that's great news. I damn near cried last night when I found out about it. So that's exciting stuff. For those of you guys that are new and that weren't there in like April, May, probably like May, June, like it's insane the type of business you can build with our platform when you have credit card transactions. It's just remarkable how fast it grows, because at this point you're just offering someone the easiest way to get crypto, and then you're the one that's driving and capturing that customer base. So I don't know if anyone has any questions about that. I know you're going to have to kind of take my word and go test it. What I would advise all of you guys to do is to go test it right after this call is done. Forgive me if there's any like interface bugs, but just try to get through the process. Now, I will say one thing, and this is just for clarity's purpose, and I'm working with Simplex to actually get a list of banks together who have rejected crypto altogether. So there's a bank in Canada called TD Canada Trust. In the United States, it's called TD Bank, probably one of the larger banks in North America. That's my bank. That's the bank I've been with the longest. And when I tried my TD Visa, my pure TD Visa, it didn't work. But then I called my bank yesterday, and I said, hey, do you see this transaction, and did you reject it? They're like, yeah, we rejected it. Simplex tried to put it through. We rejected it because TD's Visa relationship doesn't let them process. But what they did tell me is like, if you use Visa debit, it'll go through. And of course, I did try that, and it worked. I also used my CIBC Visa debit, and it worked. So the only reason that your customers will not be able to use our platform is because their bank or their whatever the issuer of their financial instrument has outright banned cryptocurrency transactions. But even in a country like Canada, there seems to be so many options. CIBC is fine, BMO is fine, TD debit visas are fine. I've tested all of those. So that is something to keep in mind. If I was to give you an honest estimation, if you successfully provide this service to 5 out of 7 people that attempt it, it's an unstoppable model. I have a great video that I'm going to release, which is like me going through the Coinbase process. I'm a longtime Coinbase customer and getting rejected as well, just to kind of show that it's really, sometimes it's bigger than the company. It's more to do with the banking institution. So we got some questions. When someone does a wire from the US, is the BTC calculated on the day of the wire or the day of the receipt? Can you walk us through the process? Absolutely. I will address the bank transfer process right after I address the credit card process, and then what card did not work. So from my experience, TD visas don't work, and that's because TD visas but TD debit visas work. So that gives you an example. In India, for example, one of the largest banks is HDFC. They've outright banned crypto transactions. So there's nothing we can do working with them. So I think but what we do know is that every customer that Coinbase serves will be able to serve when it comes to credit card transactions. That's where we're resting our laurels. So we're excited. We do far less KYC. There are some Simplex's security protocols is incredible. Like sometimes they'll ask, the way that they verify things is just remarkable. So sometimes you will have to upload a password, sometimes you won't. It's lightning fast. And I just urge all of you guys to go try it and provide us with the feedback. But the issues that you faced in August will no longer be there in terms of just blatant rejection, blatant non-access to different links. That's just not going to be there anymore. So I guess we're going to test that out. Go watch my video and we'll go from there. So the second part of the OTC product is bank transfers or wire transfers. And I think that's where Suzanne had her question. So Suzanne's question is pretty simple to answer, which is, when someone wires money, particularly from a different country, our banking infrastructure up until this point has been in Canada. So everyone sending us money via bank transfer is sending it to a Canadian bank. So if you're transferring it from a country that's not Canada, that's an international wire transfer. It's going to be subjugated to PayPal purchase. I'll definitely answer that. So everyone that's not in Canada will be subjugated to international wire transfer times, which can extend from 1 business day to 3, 4, 5 business days sometimes. And so the question that Suzanne asked is, when does the quote for the coins are given? Is that given at the time of purchase, or is that given at the time of risk, secure of funds? So that complete answer is you as the client are not at any price risk when you're sending funds. Let's say I'm the customer, I go on my broker's link, I do a crypto purchase, I send over $10,000 in Bitcoin. Let's say I'm in the US, I send to Canada. I don't get quoted until the funds land. And even when I do get quoted, I have the ability to reject that quote and say, well, I don't like that quote. I'll come and request another quote in a couple of hours. And so you don't have to subjugate yourself to the price volatility of the time that you have to wait for the money to land. So that's just a direct answer to one of the questions we got. So now let's go into the actual process of bank transfers. We've worked diligently to try to automate this as much as possible. Obviously, it's not like credit cards. You can't fully automate it because you're still dealing with third-party intermediaries that don't have, let's say, a robust API set like what a credit card processor would. A bank doesn't have that. So what we have done is we've rolled out this thing called GX Receipt. I've done a video on it, and now we're really starting to implement it. And so what GX Receipt is and how it works, if you've done a transaction with us, you know that this is the current process with bank transfer. You go on your broker's website, you say you're going to transfer over X amount of dollars via bank transfer, you get our banking information at the end of your transaction, and whenever you feel like going to do the transfer is when you're going to go do the transfer. As soon as your funds are received, one of our support agents will initiate a WhatsApp chat with you, tell you that your funds are received, and then ask you, would you like a quote? They'll give you a quote. Once you authorize which gives them the thumbs up, then they'll send out the coins, and that's the process. Now, to streamline that even more, what we do is with the GX Receipt, you're actually able to monitor which step of this transaction you're at. So once you initiate a wire transfer transaction, you automatically get an email, and in this email alone, you get to click to authorize your transfer. And so instead of having to do it on WhatsApp or via email if you don't have WhatsApp, and I know a lot of our US clients don't use WhatsApp, so that's been somewhat of a stumbling block. Now it's just sent out programmatically via email. You can click the link to authorize the payment, and then you're just waiting for the procurement of the coins and the transfer of the coins, and GX Receipt walks you through all of that. Of course, you always have access to the 24/7 support, WhatsApp, chat if you want it, but it's no longer becoming a prerequisite because the email and the GX Receipt automates that. So I'll do a video doing a full transaction, but we have done several like this at this point, and it's really smooth. So that's in terms of the bank transfers. If there's any further questions about that, I'll answer that. What our goal is to try to bring efficiency to a market that's highly inefficient. Bank transfer cryptocurrencies could be one of the most painful things you've ever done in your life. I know, because if you guys have only done a bank transfer with us, you might think that this is painful, and I'm not particularly overly impressed by some of the way that we've been handling things, but trust me, I've done actually bank transfers before a global exchange, and it's not very friendly. So it's definitely improving, and we're bringing efficiency to that market. And our goal, which is where I'm going to go into our trajectory, we've already rolled out GX Receipt, we've already rolled out the email confirmation. Now I'm going to tell you what we're doing to even make it more efficient. I just want to see if I'm missing out any questions. Is there a way to put 10 quid into an account? Can PayPal us the money, and then we get it on our platform and buy the Bitcoin? Lenny's question is interesting. The answer to that right now is no, that's not currently available. But with some of the things I'm going to show you today, a variation of that you might be able to pull off. So I'll just postpone your question until later. And Scott saying that he did a wire transfer today and it was smooth. Thank you, Scott. We try to make it smooth, but obviously we run into the same roadblocks that everyone else does. How do we provide support for new OTC customers versus new brokers via WhatsApp or email? Sal, I have an entire section on support. I'm so glad that you asked that. I will address that in great detail. Some of my members do not use WhatsApp, but they're on Telegram. Are you planning on offering Telegram channel as well? Absolutely, we are. But what we're going to do is offer a consolidated suite of support applications, and I'll address that in the support. And I do apologize for particularly, I know like the people in the US don't use WhatsApp, so and Telegram is very popular within the crypto space, so we've adopted that as well. So those are great questions, and I will address those more in detail when it comes to the support apparatus that we've built. And I don't know if Anshika's on the call. I would really hope that she is, but she just went to sleep, and she potentially might be still sleeping. But I know that one of our support executives is on the call, and so I think he'll be a little too shy to speak up right now. Customer currently wiring and instructions seem different from TD Bank. Is there an account you use, or is there multiple? Great question. I'm actually want to address that. So we will constantly change accounts. So just in Canada, we have some 5 to 6 bank accounts, and we're always going to change the one that we want customers to wire to to kind of decentralize the risk, because you don't want to continuously depend on one bank, particularly in the crypto space. And so what I know has happened and has caused tremendous turmoil is that, let's say I make a wire transfer and it works successfully. The next time same customer makes a wire transfer, they use the information they got the first time. Don't advise anyone to do that. Please tell them to do a new transaction every time through your portal. First of all, that's how you secure your commissions. So you definitely want to do that. And number two, at the end of a transaction is when they get the updated banking information. So we will continuously change, but the one that comes at the end of the transaction in that email, in that PDF, is the one that you're supposed to send it to. So as long as the customer is following protocol, they're not going to get confused. But I know that I haven't made that clear, so I apologize. We will continuously change just to decentralize the risk of putting all the money into one account. And that's very common with exchanges, just because you can never be too cautious when it comes to this stuff. What was next on my agenda? Bank transfers, back office functions. Let's go straight into to the vault, because I think that's really what's going to change the dynamics a lot of what we're up to. So for our more curious brokers, you've probably already discovered that there's a new page in the back office called the vault. I'm going to start screen sharing now. If you haven't, I also haven't made an announcement about this. I haven't made any videos, so I don't blame you for not figuring it out by yourself. Vault receive new broker tokens, address GX. Yes, I definitely will address the token swap. Yes, good point. Please, Patrick, remind me if I go through my entire thing and I don't. I just released a video doing, like, I literally, before this call, I released 3 videos on YouTube, and all 3 of them are just live demos of me doing things on my laptop. One of them was a credit card transaction, the other one was a token swap, but I'll address that because I know a lot of people are in the dark about that. And so let us go to desktop 2, I guess. So I hope everyone can see my screen. Okay, perfect. So I am going into GX Nitros. For those of you guys that don't know, what used to be stats.globalexchange.com is now called GX Nitros. Nitros is the name of our kind of like broker application suite. All of the apps that we want to build for our brokers will be under that kind of pseudonym. Let that load up. And then I will address no, it's not a new strategy, but it's definitely something new for people that haven't experienced it before. Let me just let it load up. Sometimes, like I said, my internet's not the most reliable. In the meantime, let me address how the transaction has taken place. So before, like today, what we've provided our brokers is a mechanism of is basically checkout links. So every one of our brokers have received checkout links. Okay, here it is. So every one of our brokers have received checkout links that they can send to their customers, and these checkout links are basically web-facing, like they're websites. They're not web applications. They never require the customer to log into anything in order to experience the checkout. Whether it was bitcoin.gxbroker.com or buygxt.gxbroker.com or even cryptopurchasingagent.com, they don't require the customer to log in. They're just kind of end user checkouts. We're transitioning into a more account-based customer experience, and I'll explain why. So here, you get to log into your Nitros. I will log into mine. And when you log in, you still get redirected to your broker page. That actually won't be the case in a couple of days, but really what I wanted to show you is when you go here and you click wallet, you get redirected to one of our, what we call the GX Vault. And the GX Vault is a portfolio management tool along with several wallet applications that we've built into your back office. And so as you can see here, right now we support Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, Doji, and of course, Global Exchange Token. And so this is everything. This is like a full end-to-end wallet interface that is built inside of the Nitros application. Why is this important? Is because number one, this is what we want people to sign up for. We're going to build, I know it says GX Broker up here, that's going to be changed to Nitros, but essentially what's happening now is we're going to build a platform that anybody can sign up for free. Like this is completely free, the GX Vault, and they'll be able to use this just like Coinbase is free. And what will happen is they will make all of their purchases and transactions within their application. That completely changes your business flow, because now you don't need to worry first and foremost about capturing a lead. You just need to worry about signing them up. And so now the way that it works is that once someone signs up for GX Nitrust using your link, every purchase they're going to have to make for crypto is going to happen within their back office, meaning you're going to get paid for the entirety of that customer. And since there will be KYC involved, they're not going to be able to create multiple accounts and really play around with that. This allows you to just not worry about the fact that you'll ever miss commissions. That's the first thing. Number two, it greatly simplifies kind of the education process that you as a broker have to do, because now you don't have to worry about getting them a wallet. You don't have to worry about educating them on any of that. They get their wallet straight here. They can buy their crypto here, and the crypto goes into their wallet, and then they can do whatever they want with it. If they ever use Coinbase or blockchain, it's as good as that. That's kind of what we're emulating here. And so this really changes the dynamic. We're obviously adding more and more coins by the day. And this is already live, as you can see. You guys can access it in your back office. You can already do any type of send function, so you can send Bitcoin, obviously send Ethereum request, all of that fun stuff. It's really cool. You can see your transaction log. I can see my transactions. I have like 2 Bitcoin transactions today. I have some GXT transactions that I made. It's really, really, what we're building, a very competitive wallet to all of the big wallet providers. So that is now going to be your pitch. Your pitch is going to be, well, you can sign up, you get your wallet, you can buy everything and do everything within the app. There's no complexity, there's no learning curve for your customer. And if there is, they can deal with that within the app. There's no slippage. Okay, so right now, what you see, chat, looks good. Look and feel familiar, absolutely. So what you see right now is just the send and receive button. There's actually 3 more buttons that will appear here. One will be for trade, and then one will be for staking. And those we'll be rolling them out this week. So, okay, great question, Kerry. I will absolutely get to that, because that's where it's like you read my mind, because that's literally what I was about to start talking about. I just want to see if the development version is up. Yeah, this is the one that's like privately hosted that will be going up today, I hope. So now, like the live version doesn't have the trade button, but here you have the trade button. And this trade button will actually allow people to buy cryptocurrency directly from here, sell cryptocurrency, and convert cryptocurrency from, let's say, Bitcoin to Ethereum, or Ethereum to Litecoin, Doji, whatever it is. So it's your trading engine. So we've basically taken some GX Trade, some of the functions of GX Trade, and implemented directly into here. Obviously, the sell, many people have asked us about sell. Like, can we sell our cryptocurrencies? Yes, I've been telling people, yes, it's coming, it's coming, it's coming. It is absolutely coming. You will be able to sell into dollars, but of course, the coolest thing is to buy. So now let me go, and then, so this is how simple it will be. You'll be able to just click buy. The ideal situation is that you top up, or your customers top up their account balance in dollars. So they can fund their GX Nitrust account in a plethora of ways, and they can keep a balance in dollars. Let's say whatever, they keep $100. Or they can directly purchase crypto using credit card or debit Visa, which is what the fact that Simplex is now working properly ties in so homogeneously. And so they will be able to do that and buy crypto directly from here, and it'll go straight into their wallet, no complexity, no issues. Everyone's happy, hunky-dory. And so it's really gorgeous user interface. Like, we worked very hard on it, and there's obviously still some integration stuff to be done, but we're getting there. That is how you instantly buy, sell, or trade crypto. If you want to top up your account balance, which is here, there's actually a couple different ways to do that. There's bank transfer, P2P, bank account, credit card, debit, Visa, cash, e-transfer, payment applications. Now, most of these are not live. The one that will go live in like a couple of days is bank transfer, because already what you guys are used to is transferring us money from your bank account. Now what you'll be doing, or what your customers will be doing, is they'll be signing up for a GX Nitros account, which is a wallet platform. They will be able to top up their Nitros account, the same bank transfer mechanisms that they're accustomed to with us. And now they're keeping a dollar balance, and they can trade and buy Bitcoin whenever they feel like it. So I'll just go quickly through that. Like, click bank transfer. Okay, how much do you want to bank transfer? $500 US. You can add an account, and then you literally can add bank accounts from which you're accustomed to sending us money. So maybe you have 3 or 4 accounts through which you send us money. And this is, I don't know who asked that question, I believe it was Lenny. This is where you'd be able to do that on behalf of your customers as well, because the first question is like, what country are you in? What bank are you with? Is this a business account or a personal account that you're sending the money from? Is it a checking account? Let's just say you select yes to all of this. The next question is this bank account in your name? It potentially might not be. It might be in your kid's name or whatever it is. And if it isn't, you just fill in that information. You can have so many different bank accounts through which you top up your GX Nitros account that it's all fine. But you can also, and that's just one way to top up your Nitros account in dollars. The other ways we're working on, and they're even more exciting. E-transfer is obviously one that will roll out really quickly for our Canadian friends. But that kind of gives you an idea. Now you don't really have to worry so much about most of the issues that we face, because it'll all be done in-app. They'll fund it, they'll top it up, they'll trade when they feel like it, they'll buy coins, they'll sell coins, and it's all done in a really homogenized process. So as of today, we've launched the vault, we've launched the send and receive functions. We haven't launched the buy functions. The first thing that we're going to roll out is actually this bank transfer functions, where people can top up their account in dollars with their bank, like transferring money, wiring money in, and then buying directly, which is very similar to what people are already doing with us, but they don't have that visual component, which makes it simple, and they feel like they're in more control of it. So very exciting stuff. This is as sophisticated, if not more sophisticated, than Coinbase, and we haven't really even explored the remainder of the products. But I just wanted to, guys, kind of show you what the baseline thing that you'll be offering your customers is. You'll be able to get them in really simply, and then be able to sell them a bunch of things. And so that is the Vault, probably the most significant product innovation for brokers. And our goal is to make it so that you can fund your accounts and purchase in as many ways as possible and as simple as possible. ACH bank transfer. I believe ACH bank transfer wouldn't be like, this is like a wire transfer. ACH is if we're debiting, and correct me if I'm wrong, if us as a company is debiting the account, like your personal bank account, that is actually another option, which won't be, that would be bank account, that's ACH. This is bank transfer, where you still would have to initiate it. But a bank account where you'd be able to top up is ACH, and that's one of the things that we'll be rolling out in a month or so, maybe a little bit down the line, because that requires a different type of payment infra. Chat. Absolutely, absolutely, Sal. Goodbye. I'm very excited to see that to come to an end. Okay, so from there, let's go into the GX. I mean, if anyone has any more questions regarding that, I don't mind staying and addressing it. I'm really excited about it. If not, what I do want to go into, because I'm already here, is how the token is coming along. That's probably the second biggest point of concern after the OTC desk, and I think we've covered the OTC and how we're planning on and developing that product line in considerable detail. The only other thing I will add is that we have now opened our UK division. So before we didn't have a native UK like corporate infrastructure. We have that now. So UK clients can do domestic transfers to a UK bank account. And unlike like North America, like UK bank transfers are like instant. They don't even need to have something like e-transfer, because just the bank transfer is so simple, they can do it online. So like that will, if your bank that you add here is a UK bank account, and then you try to go and process a wire, we will provide your UK bank information, which will be able to transfer. We have Canada, we have the United Kingdom. Obviously, next will be the United States. And so we want to have local transfer options, domestic transfer options in all the countries that we operate in. That would be the goal, and that takes time to set up, but the United Kingdom and Canada are complete. And some of these other funding mechanisms are really cool, like P2P, is really emerging in countries that have like stringent laws against crypto, like India and Bangladesh and Pakistan. Absolutely, ACH is something that we do have a partner for that specializes in US ACH, and we're working with them to see how we can to proliferate that. So we do have someone, a company we think can really help us there. It just hasn't been at the top of our priority list, but I completely get your point. ACH in the US is like how a lot of things are accounted for. P2P, credit card, debit card, cash. Like cash is even interesting. I don't want to go too much into that right now because that's a completely different topic, but even that will have a lot of implications to how people go. And payment applications are like PayPal, Square, like Cash App in the US, Paytm in India, WeChat. We'll be explaining how that works in a bit. The first one, thank you, Susan. The first one will be the bank transfers because that's what we already have. The second will be e-transfers, credit card, debit card. Then it'll be ACH, and we'll keep knocking these out of the park. Okay, let's talk about the token. The reason I want to go straight into that is because it says here staked GXT, and it's something called Ceph coin. And what is this? What is all of this gibberish? So let's take it back now. For those of you that haven't watched like some of the videos I've made about the GX token, I'm just going to do a quick rundown. The token economics for GX token are super simple. In order to unlock your brokerage, in order to be a broker, you need to always have 1,000 GXT. And the mechanism by which we validate that is actually in this vault. So what you need to do is you need to transfer into your vault 1,000 GXT. As you can see, I have 900 because I transferred out 100, but I have 900 here. And what I will be able to do is actually stake that. So there's a stake button here, or maybe that's actually built into here. Anyway, there's a stake button that allows me to stake that. So let me be very clear on what's occurring. You put your GX tokens in your vault. That's great. You own them. They're appreciating. They're depreciating. That's the function of the market. But in order for anybody, because remember what I said, everyone gets a GX Nitrust account for free. Whether you want to be a broker or not, you're going to get a Nitrust account for free because it's a functional wallet. Now, if you want to be a broker, all you have to do is acquire 1,000 GX tokens. How you acquire it is not really our concern. You can acquire it on the secondary market. I'm going to explain that. You can acquire it directly from us. You can acquire it from another broker. But it doesn't really matter to us how you acquire it. You just need to stake it in your wallet. As soon as you stake it, it'll go into this staking contract. And this is where things get really interesting. And I haven't really explained this to anyone else. So I think I've gone too close to explaining it to not explain it. So basically the way that it works is that there is an additional dimension to the GX token that we have built that no one knows about. So what people do know is that it's the mechanism by which someone maintains their brokerage. If you ever unstake your 1,000 GXT, which you can do at any time, of course, if you ever unstake your GXT, which you can do at any time, you just lose the functionality of becoming your brokerage. In other words, if you clicked on this left menu, you wouldn't have the broker button. You might have it, you just wouldn't be accessible to it. It's that simple. You have 1,000, you've staked 1,000, you're good. You haven't staked 1,000, you're not good. Just fundamentally, you can already imagine how that will build value for the token very, very quickly. I can show you the numbers. This basically becomes a game of attracting brokers. And then there's a finite amount on the number of brokers you can have as well. You can't have an unlimited amount of brokers if you need to have and prove ownership of 1,000 coins. And of course, that doesn't even include people just hodling the coins because they know that they can sell it to other brokers in the future. So it's a very scarce game, which will drive up the token demand considerably. But when you stake your token, you actually are mining, and I hope I'm not going to confuse anyone. And don't worry if you don't get this part. It's the first time I'm talking about it, so you'll let it sink in, and we'll be releasing a lot of literature on it. When you are staking your 1,000 GXT, you're actually mining this thing called Ceph coin. I'll be talking about Ceph coin a lot. We've worked with a really interesting company to bring Ceph coin to market. Ceph stands for Save Exchange Fees. Ceph, Save Exchange Fees coin. And so what takes place is that Ceph coin is just mined and given to the people that are staking GXT. Who's going to stake GXT? Only brokers would stake GXT. So by being a broker, you're earning free SEFcoin. What is SEFcoin valuable for? SEFcoin is actually what end users, as in your customers, can use to cut their exchange fees. Basically, there's a cap on the amount of brokers. There's approximately 193 million tokens allocated toward just like circulation out of the 350 million. If you do the simple math, let's say there's no actual speculators, as in there's no people just hodling for the sake of hodling. And the only people that ever buy GXT are brokers. You could just divide 190 million by 1,000, and you'll know that the cap is about 190,000 brokers. There'll never be more than that. And that doesn't even include broker dealers and things like that. It's really circa 175,000 brokers is all that we'll ever have. Right now we're at like 550. So yeah, it's a very limited market. I compare it to like a toll road. Once you have a toll road, either you don't know how to promote it, in which case you'll sell it, and it's very easy to sell, as I'm showing you, or you're going to continue keep buying it. But over time, this is going to become a very sanctioned market, because it's like the first 190,000 people to sign up as brokers probably are not the greatest brokers, but then whoever they sell it to are clearly people that have self-selected themselves. So over time, you're only going to get better and better brokers. That will considerably drive up the price. It's 100,000 tokens that broker dealers have to stake. It's a great question, Patrick. I'm going to talk about crypto purchasing agents. So I just want to be clear on one thing, because CN asked what products can traders use. So traders can currently use the one trade option within GXNitrust and within crypto purchasing agent, which I'll do a live demo of that. The one thing that traders can't use is the raw routing engine, which I just showed you, which it would be like a fully operational trading platform. The technology behind the routing engine and the money markets we're embedding into many applications, but we'll be embedding that as like monolithic use cases. But the raw engines is what I'm discussing on this call. So I just wanted to make that clear. Before I go into crypto purchasing, and I do want to talk about the mobile app. We're really close to finishing our mobile app. I keep redesigning it because I just feel like most mobile apps suck when it comes to cryptocurrency. And so I wanted to like really challenge our design team to build something exceptional. On YouTube, I just released the videos, one of the 3 videos that does a first look at the global exchange app. And, apart from being completely biased in this scenario, I do think it's the best trading application on your phone I've seen. It's super. It's not meant for experienced traders. It's actually meant for like complete novices, which is the ideal audience. It's quite elegant, and so that's coming out very soon as well, and it'll be obviously intertwined with all of this. So let's go into CPA and then finish that. I think that wraps up the product overview. So CPA is essentially the opposite of GXNitrust. We released CPA first. CPA is crypto purchasing agent, and I apologize for the acronym. Why I'm saying it's the opposite of GXNitrust is because GXNitrust is completely predicated off of making your customers create an account and do everything within that account, as I elucidated. Crypto purchasing agent is the complete opposite, saying don't create an account. You can do everything without creating an account. And so obviously there's limitations when you don't create an account. So the people that don't want to create an account don't want to create one for a reason, and you can still serve them with CPA. Everyone has their own CPA link. It's cryptopurchasingagent.com/OTCdesk/our affiliate ID. I'm affiliate ID. Like this one is the test account, so I'm just the one here. Here on you have 3 pages on your CPA: OTC desk, exchange, and institutional. Yes, customers can enter now. Yeah, they just go to gxnitrust.com and sign up on the sign up page. It's available now, and they can use it as a completely functioning wallet. Broker dealers have to stake 100,000 tokens, just to answer Patrick's questions. So coming back to this, on the OTC page, which is this page, this is what you can offer your customers in terms of them being able to buy crypto for fiat. You can do it here, or you could do it inside of your GXNitrust when that trade button is available in there. When you click buy, you have all of the options for Bitcoin. Obviously, the one that I just highlighted, and in my YouTube video where I'm showing you credit card is credit card. If you click wire transfer, you're already familiar with that, what that looks like. E-transfer, you're familiar if you've used it before. Credit card will take you to this page. Here you enter your credit card. Here you enter your profile information. Next page, you get redirected to Simplex Global Exchange checkout. You make your checkout and you're all hunky-dory. What's cool, like, I mean, if you want to like talk about what you can do today, I mean, let's be very practical. And this is what I show in the video is you can sign someone up for GX Nitros, which is free. Then you can tell them to go into their Nitros account and get their wallet, which is like given to them, like Bitcoin, and this is their wallet right there, copy. Then go to crypto purchasing agent and buy crypto with credit card and enter their wallet right there. And that crypto will go to their GX Nitros wallet. That's literally what I do in my live demo in my video. And so that is doable today. And that's a great way to grow your business. Obviously, we want to internalize this as well into the back office. So that's the OTC desk. Yes, I will, Helen. I'll do it at the end of this call. You can buy GXT, buy Ethereum, Litecoin, Ripple. I think Stellar, Bitcoin Cash, and Binance are still coming soon. So that's the OTC desk that you can offer. Exchange is super interesting. I don't think many people have used this. I use it all. I literally don't use any exchange anymore unless I'm trading, which I don't really do that often. If I'm just doing crypto to crypto exchange, I just come to crypto purchasing agent and do it. It's so simple. Like your customers come here and if they're just trying to do a one-off exchange, like they have Bitcoin, they need Ethereum. They have Ethereum, they need Litecoin. Whatever it is, they just come here and they do it without having to log in, do any KYC, without having to do anything. Like we could do a live demo right now. Like, okay, there's Bitcoin and I want Ether. Okay, that's fantastic. Sorry, how much Bitcoin am I gonna get? I don't wanna do a whole Bitcoin. I'll do like 0.01 and do Ether. Or minimum coins is this. Perfect. So for 0.00045, it looks like crypto purchasing agent. That's a great question, Fido. I'm going to answer that right after I just go finish this demo. So like let's say I have Bitcoin in some wallet, some third-party wallet, and I need Ether. So I'm doing my minimum coins here. So I'm just going to do 0.001. Should be fine. And I'm going to get 0.045 Ether, and I just click exchange. And then I enter the Ether wallet where I want to receive my coins. So I'll just open up MetaMask, and I'm going to say this is the wallet. Okay, fantastic. Click next. And I just have to send the amount of Bitcoin, which I said I was going to send 0.001 to this address, and it does the conversion and sends me my Ethereum. And that's it. And I get to track the process. It takes sometimes 10 minutes. It takes sometimes 15 minutes. I never had to log in. I never have to worry about it. I don't have to watch it. It's the easiest way to convert cryptocurrency. If you're just doing normal, like a normal human doesn't need to do 50 trades a day. They're just converting crypto when they need to. And so this is like, basically we've taken the technology from the routing engine, which we haven't launched yet, and we've embedded it into this because you're pulling liquidity from almost 300 exchanges into the exchange part of crypto purchasing agent. And you as a broker make fees off of this. So yeah, that's really exciting. And then the last one, and then you just confirm and make payment, and then you're good to go. So copy this address, send the Bitcoin that you said, 0.001, and they take care of the rest. The Ethereum lands in your wallet. If you click institutional, this is something that we're assembling. How does your, it's like right on par. That's a great question. There's not like a fortune to be made in like one-off cryptocurrency, crypto to crypto transactions. So it's right on par with Changelly and Exodus and all of them. I don't think there's any significant competitive advantage there, except for the fact that you're already in the ecosystem. So that's a good question. I did notice, however, that blockchain.com, some of the bigger wallet providers have super expensive conversion fees, but Exodus is really affordable. The last element of CPA is institutional. Now, I have a lot of people, they get very excited when someone wants to buy a large amount of Bitcoin from them, which is cool. It happens. So that's why we're building out an institutional OTC desk. We have a great team of people working on this actually in Canada that we're going to be revealing who they are soon. But essentially what this is going to be is a way to do a lot of escrow and legal custody services for people that are trading over basically about $100,000 US worth of crypto. If you're looking to buy over 100,000, you'll be using GX Institutional, which is just a more slow, onerous OTC desk, which obviously you don't mind if you're doing large purchases. And so that's what that is. But you'll be able to earn commissions off of that as well. But this stuff is live. And that's CPA. And so just keep that in your mind. CPA is for people that don't want to log in, don't want to create an account. GX Nitros for people that do want to log in and create an account. Obviously, there's more functionality that will end up in GX Nitros, but this is like incredible for quick trades and quick buys, and for people that don't want to do KYC. So that is CPA. I did talk about the app. I did talk about money markets. I talked about Nitros. I talked about token. I talked about GX Trade, GX Decentral. There's two or three other really exciting things that I can talk about for because they're coming soon. Let's go straight into the final thing, which is I guess the support functionalities and community management. So support. We have a really great support team. When I say great, I mean they're doing far more than like any human should be required to do in terms of managing all of the OTC trades, which are just nightmares most of the time because you're dealing with banks and the credit card processors. And then they're also they're starting to develop the KPOs for onboarding brokers and things like that. Oh, by the way, if you go to as of today, so there's a couple things that I need to add. Number one, if you think about the fact that now you can buy crypto with credit card, like I explained, very simply, when you want to sign up a broker, they can now just buy the Bitcoin and buy their brokerage with Bitcoin. It's just like buying with credit card. That's the first thing. Number two, you can become a broker and check out with PayPal as well. We've added that to the brokerage checkout. And there'll be a native credit card option built into that as well. So right now you can already kind of circumvent and pay with credit card to be a broker, but then a native version will come out, which is all on buygxt.gxbroker.com. So just wanted to put that out there. Coming back to the support, so there's two elements. There's number one, providing support for your customers, which is really head up by a terrific young lady named Anshika, which you guys probably got to know in the WhatsApp chats. And she is really heading the department of dealing with all of the consumer facing support. And so that's actually progressed really well, believe it or not. We have close to 24 around the 7 o'clock support, mostly focused on EST. So for our friends here in Asia, we do apologize because we do respond to you slower, but we will be fixing that. They all work EST, so that's kind of why. We've built out a really cool way of doing the support in terms of for OTC customers, for customers that are buying crypto from you guys because of the GX receipt and the fact that they can now message us on WhatsApp at the end of their GX receipt. And the email automates that. But what we've also now rolling out is like Telegram, as you said. So if you go, for example, like an example of this, so I could just be a little bit more practical. If you go to gxbroker.com, excuse me. This is the GX Broker website. Just kind of explains what GX Broker is. You guys have all seen it. But what we've integrated into it, we'll integrate it into all of our websites, all of the applications for our customers to experience is several support channels and live chats that they can engage with, email sequences that they can engage with. Yes, great. Patrick, I will address that. That's a very good point. It just has nothing to do with what I'm saying, but it's a very, very, very important question I will address. So if you look here, a customer that's perusing through, let's say, Crypto Purchasing Agent, which is your website, will be able to initiate a support chat immediately, and we'll be talking to our support team here. They can initiate a WhatsApp chat with the support team as well by clicking here. So they can actually initiate the WhatsApp chats with their support team. And as you can see, there's Telegram there as well for the person that asked about Telegram. I don't know where this went. Oh yeah, I have to go back here. Forgive me. So there's Telegram, WhatsApp, Telegram, or email back office or phone as of everyone, WhatsApp or Telegram, but everyone has email. Yeah, so if you're on one of our websites or apps, you can just use our native chat, which is like built into the website. So irrespective of third-party applications, WhatsApp and Telegram are for people that want to take it off of the website. And of course, email is the legitimate sequence that we use for the OTC purchases, which is already well-defined and documented. So completely correct. Phone number, we do have a phone number. I know some people have tried to call this phone number. It hasn't worked out great. we'll be releasing a new phone number which will have live support, phone support. It's slightly complicated because until you iterate out some of these like technical inefficiencies, everyone's just calling to ask about the same technical issues. And so we've just wanted to iron that out before releasing live support in the form of phones. But yes, we have built out a really good, in my opinion, not great, we're gonna get to great, but good consumer support. Where we haven't done well is what I would deem as is like broker support. And it's the term, what I mean by that is, how are we kind of encouraging our brokers and interacting with them? This goes back to the point I made at the beginning, which is essentially us at head office and here at the support, we're building out a separate division, which is just focused on training. And I really appreciate, like Carrie always makes this point, which is that as a broker, you need training, you need sufficient training. This is a lot of new concepts, but above and beyond that, we're changing so many things all the time that there just needs to be better lines of communication. And so we have hired on a great community manager and a great kind of like head trainer who I will be showing you guys in the month of September, who will be focused not on consumer support, which is what I'm showing you now, which is actually really tactile, but more broker support. If you've noticed, there's a gentleman called Vinay who's able to already do all of your onboarding. So if you want to just sign someone up, he's almost onboarding like 5 to 10 people every day, which is just anytime you want to sign someone up, they'll do that for you. So we want to get it to the point where we here are systemically just taking away responsibilities from you guys in the field. And so we want to build processes like that to help expedite your business's growth. And that's where we need to work on a lot, as probably our weakest point, along with training. Yes, facilitate is a great word. How do brokers deal with legal issues? I guess on that front, it would be worthwhile to address that. There is, as to be responsible from a judicial perspective, I must say that you should seek out what somewhat of the laws are in your jurisdiction before trying to be over-aggrandizing on any of these matters. Now, what I do know is for most people living in like the western part of the world, the sale of Bitcoin is pretty feasible. Now, when you move beyond that and you're talking about things that the regulators have not yet deemed as a pure utility, Bitcoin and Ethereum have universally really been deemed as a utility, whether you're talking about the OSC or the SEC or FCA. But there are coins, obviously. For example, even Litecoin hasn't been fully deemed as a utility. So I think as you grow your business to the point where it becomes substantial, then this question of where you're operating and seeking out prudent legal advice there is important. And as far as the company goes, we are always going to be regulated by the jurisdiction we're headquartered in, which is Canada. And then we're actually moving to different jurisdictions to even further foster regulatory compliance. And we'll be making those announcements as well because we're acquiring different licenses. But in terms of where you're operating, it is somewhat of the responsibility of the broker to take that upon themselves. But obviously I can speak for the big markets that we are completely investing into, and we're committed to becoming compliant there. And like Patrick said, some of it's just common sense, like using words like facilitate really does go a long way. So where do I go from there? We talked about support. We talked about customer support versus broker support. I guess we are nearing the end. Mining Ceph. So Helen has a technical question. Helen, I actually do have the entire token economics of the mining done. I can forward that out. I just didn't want to because I don't want to further confuse people. It's very simple. I'll try to explain it as simply as possible. There's 1 billion Ceph coins that have already been minted. That's the supply right now. As soon as we launch it, we're going to dump all of that onto an exchange, which is going to mean that Ceph coins are like virtually worthless. So yeah, I'll answer Carrie's question. So let's just say you have 1 billion coins on an exchange. Let's just say trade Satoshi or Coinbeam or one of these they're easily tradable, but there's 1 billion of these new coins. Those will be trading for very low. Every But the value of those coins is going to be determined by how many people want to save on fees on our various platforms. If you've noticed, there's fees being collected on Crypto Purchasing Agent. There's fees being collected on the money markets. There's fees being collected in GX Nitros. There will be fees being collected in GX Trade, GX Algo. Everything we roll out has fees. So this is the first token that allows you to save systemically on all of those platforms. And so as we drive adoption, and obviously who's driving adoption? You guys are driving adoption to these platforms, the demand for that will increase. So as a customer, you can go pick up Ceph token on an exchange for fairly cheap and save potentially thousands, like hundreds, if not thousands of dollars on fees, depending on how much crypto you're moving. Now, every year, a specific amount of Ceph coin is mined. The first year is about 9%, then it goes to 8.5. It basically logarithmically down 20 years. After 20 years, it just inflates at 1% a year, but starts at 9 and then goes down to 1. So over 20 years, it decreases the amount that new tokens are mined. But let's just use year 1, for example. In year 1, 9% tokens are mined out of a billion. 9% of a billion is 90 million. And so the 90 million tokens that are newly mined will be distributed only to the brokers who have staked, I mean, not just to the brokers, to anyone who has staked GXT. So as a broker, you have to stake 1,000 GXT. Let's say there are 100 brokers and they all stake 1,000 GXT. That means there's a total staked pool of GXT valuing about as 10,000, sorry, 100 by 100, yeah, 10,000 GX tokens. And let's just say they evenly, all 100 people have staked 1,000. What am I saying? It's 100,000 tokens. So it's a 100,000 token pool. And let's just say everyone has evenly staked 1,000. That means out of the 90 million, everyone will get 1/100. You are mining Ceph token at the proportion of your staked GXT to the pool of staked GXT. So at the beginning is actually when you'll mine the most because there's the least amount of brokers. And so now you're mining Ceph token for free. You just take that and sell that on the exchange because it's a highly liquid token. And as the demand for Ceph token increases, this becomes a very valuable masternode type of opportunity. And so that's a high level as to how Ceph token is distributed. But just think about it as a broker, this is an additional revenue stream that benefits your consumer. I mean, the thing that I find super interesting about this, that every product Global Exchange will release, and for those of you guys that have started to get to know me, you obviously know that I have a few bit of tricks up my sleeve. That as we release more and more products, they'll all be denominated in terms of saving fees by Ceph token. So I think the demand for that will increase considerably, considering it is the first exchange token that's not domiciled to a specific exchange. So it's very interesting, and that, Helen, thank you for asking that. But I will be releasing a lot of information on that. It is just something coming down. It's an additional revenue stream for the brokers. It's actually, I think, the only passive revenue stream we offer. It's completely passive. So yeah, that is. That wraps up a lot of it. I do want to do like a 2-minute recap of what's available now. Credit cards, test them until your faces turn red. I think that's the biggest announcement. GX Vault being live, that's really cool. I'm sure there's some bugs. We're iterating them daily. The bank topping up your GX Nitros account with dollars and then being able to trade, buy Bitcoin and sell Bitcoin. That's now as well. So the support and things of that nature, trading GX token on these exchanges is the GX conversion. Sorry, what do you mean by the GX conversion? Because that reminds me, I have to talk about the GX swap.
Hey, can you all hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay, great. Yeah, I have a member who he just got his token sent over to his wallet.
Yeah.
He shows up on the blockchain. However, it's not showing up on his GX wallet. So I sent the message to support. I haven't heard back yet. But then I believe I heard you saying something about GX conversion going on.
Correct.
So I'm just curious about that.
Cool. Now I get what you're saying. Okay, so the last thing, please watch my video which I made, which basically says you have to swap your tokens. Okay, in order to make Ceph coin a reality, we needed to perform a swap. It doesn't really change anything. It's basically you're giving in one GXT to get one GXT. It's just an old GXT to a new GXT. the new GXT will allow you to do these mining functions. So there's a website, gxtokenswap.com, where you go and you swap your tokens. It'll take like 5 minutes. So, but the cool part about this is that if you go to GX Token, and I just released a YouTube video showing a live demo of this. If you go to gxtokenswap.com, it's going to ask you, the first question is enter your email address. So let's say I enter shorupan@gmail.com. If I have a Nitros account, it'll let me proceed. If I don't, it's going to make me create one, because the goal is to send all the new GX tokens to your Nitros account. And so most of you are holding your old GX tokens in either MetaMask or My Ether wallet, or of course Invest wallet. And so what you're going to do when you go through GX Token Swap is it's going to say, what's your email? Okay, cn@gmail.com. Fantastic. Okay, you have a Nitros account. Everything's great. How many tokens do you want to swap? I want to swap 1,000. Perfect. Okay, send your old GX tokens to this address. CN sends it. And then the new GX tokens are sent to his Nitros account, and they're hanging out there. So so in order to trade on the exchanges that I talked about, you need the new GX token. In order to mine, basically to do everything, you need the new GX token to get rid of all of your old ones, and you're just a one-to-one swap. Doesn't change anything. How long do we have the token? Yeah, there's no time limit to swap your tokens. The old tokens are not functional for really anything. They hold the same value as the new GX tokens, but I would recommend doing it sooner than later. Anyone who's buying tokens now are getting the new tokens, so they won't even have to swap. This is really just for the people that bought it before. So that's a good point. If you're having any issues with your just GX Vault wallet, bear with us and just make your concerns like specific in your support, and we'll address all of that. So yeah, I'll end it off with this. I do, again, apologize for the lack of communication. You can imagine like how it must feel when you have all of this in your head, not even in your head, it's done, and you're trying to convey that. So we've hired a fantastic community manager who's also kind of on the training front, and we hope to get better at this. I know you guys are much better at it than we are. Particularly Facebook is where we want to improve, getting our message across in these Facebook groups, and just getting more live time announcements. So we are committing to do that effective today. Thank you guys so much for all of your hard work.
Yeah, Shorupan, thank you very much, and Warren for putting this together. So before we go, I just want to quickly go over the points for any of you who came in late. So just some points here. So the GX token swap Nitros, it's a thing, it's live. We're also going to have on the way more Telegram support, which is good, knowing that the U.S. government knows what's going on in WhatsApp. Can't be deleted. So a lot of us are migrating over to Telegram with a lot of our business family. It's fine, WhatsApp, but anything that's business related, we're moving to Telegram. So GX Vault is live. The OTC, from what we heard, 5 out of 7. If that's successful, that's a win. You can also liquidate your GX coins now on Trade Satoshi. For those of you wondering, the SEF coins will be used as a discount on fees, and it's also going to be a mineable coin. That's very exciting there. The GX will also be listed on CoinMarketCap in 3 days. That's pretty big. The GX broker product is also going to be available as early as 3 weeks. Shorupan?
That's GX Trade.
GX Trade? Yep.
Yeah.
As early as 3 weeks. Maybe give it a couple weeks after that. Put them on the spot there. I know it's like 7:30 in the morning there for you.
Yeah. People have started to come in and as they always wonder, what's wrong with this guy?
Okay. Also, we heard that a mobile app is on its way.
Yep.
Deadline to keep brokerage is also December 31st. So make sure you have at least 1,000 coins for the brokers and 100,000 coins if you're a dealer. More support's on its way, and I think that's about it. Did I miss anything there?
No, you didn't. I'll release a written memo as well, and then of course the video will go on YouTube or Facebook, wherever we want it. And then so there's 2 questions I forgot to answer. Carrie's question, number 1, I believe, is converting, like liquidating crypto to dollars and then to your bank account. So Carrie, if you just go back to this version of your GX Nitros app, you'll be able to trade and just like you're able to buy, you'll actually be able to sell your crypto back into dollars and then withdraw into your bank account. Obviously, that will be via bank transfer. And if we are able to build out the ACH functions, it can be direct to bank as well. So yes, that's a function that will be live. Not as quickly as the buy function, but definitely, like, I understand that that's very important. So it's good. The other question is the price difference between crypto purchasing agent versus the GX broker. Yes, Vito asked this. Fantastic question. Because we don't quote the customer until we receive the funds, it's not really relevant what's on crypto purchasing agent, because you're going to get a new quote once the funds are received. That quote is always inclusive of your fees. That's the first thing. And number two, when you go into the credit card processing, the fees are also built into that on the third page, cc.gxcheckout.com. And so crypto purchasing agent, it's a market price that's really before any form of fees. But we can align that to match the fees, or we can keep that as a pre-fee price. We always have internal debates about that, but rest assured your fees are being charged and being paid out. Okay, fantastic. If you guys do have any more questions, please be vocal. I really do appreciate all of the tough love. It's really what makes us much more effective. I think we are onto something really big, and I hope to see you guys all very soon in some way, shape, or form. So this is very exciting stuff.
Awesome. Thanks again, Shorupan, Warren, for putting this together. Thank you, everyone else who stayed to the very end.
Yes.
I know it was.
You guys are a bunch of troopers.
Long, but
Thanks a lot, guys.
It was much needed.
Absolutely.
Thanks, Ian.
Okay.
Thank you, guys.
Welcome, guys. Bye, everybody. And we'll see you again. All right. Take care,
Absolutely.
everybody.
Take care.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Peace and love.